Hey, love, and welcome to the Luv MEESH Podcast. It's a billion podcasts to listen to, and the universe guided you right here to this one. It's 8 billion people in the world, yet you met me, and that is not by happen chance. This is a divine meeting, and may we guide each other well. I am in this world, but I'm not of it. On this podcast, you'll hear topics about both worlds, spiritual and earthly. My goal is to keep learning, evolving, and spreading love.
The Book of Job. In the land of Uz, there lived a man whose name was Job. This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and he owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys, and had a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among all the people of the East. His sons used to hold feasts in their homes on their birthdays, and they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When a period of feasting had run its course, Job would make arrangements for them to be purified. Early in the morning, he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them, thinking,
"Perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts."
This was Job's regular custom. One day, the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan,
"Where have you come from?"
Satan answered the Lord,
"From roaming through the earth, going back and forth in it."
Then the Lord said to Satan,
"Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil."
Does Job fear God for nothing?
Satan replied,
Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face.
The Lord said to Satan,
"Very well then. Everything he has is in your power. But on the man himself, do not lay a finger."
Then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. One day when Job's sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the oldest brother's house, a messenger came to Job and said,
"The oxen were plowing, and the donkeys were grazing nearby, and the Sabaeans attacked and made off with them. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you."
While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said,
"The fire of God fell from the sky and burned up the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you."
While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said,
"The Chaldeans formed 3 raiding parties and swept down on your camels and made off with them. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you."
While he was still speaking, yet another messenger came and said,
"Your sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the oldest brother's house, when suddenly a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed on them, and they're dead, and I'm the only one who has escaped to tell you."
At this, Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then he fell to the ground in worship and said,
"Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised."
In all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. On another day,
today is the 28th day of July. Welcome to the Daily Audio Bible. I am Brian, and it is a joy to be around the global campfire another day as we take another step forward on our journey through the scriptures. Right now, we're navigating our way through 2 Chronicles in the Old Testament and Paul's letter to the Romans in the New. And we'll obviously continue that journey until we reach new territory. But for now, that's where we are. And so let's dive in. Today, 2 Chronicles chapters 21, 22, and 23. Then Jehoshaphat rested with his ancestors and was buried with them in the city of David. And Jehoram, his son, succeeded him as...
Here's Dr. McGee now.
I entitled this editorial, The Proud Pygmy versus the Humble Human Being. I have a scripture for this, and it's found in Proverbs, the 6th chapter, beginning at verse 16. Will you listen to this? These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift to running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. Now, God says these are the things that he hates. It's an ugly brood, as you can see, and these are the things that are...
Hey, my loves, and happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. On today's podcast episode, we are going to be talking about the Bible. So, for those of you that have been listening, what are we on, year 4 now? You know, I grew up Christian in a non-denominational church. And so, when it first started, like, we had to wear skirts and stockings, and it was just so strict. You know, we had the ushers wearing the white gloves. You had to spit out your bubble gum. And then I saw the church transform with the time, so much so that we went from Pastor Callahan to Pastor Virgil Jones to Pastor Virgil Jones Sr. So it has went through 3 generations, and with each generation, it kind of updated with the time. So I am so thankful for my Christian roots. We used to go to my grandmother's house on the weekends, and before we could eat breakfast, we would have Bible study. We would read some scriptures. She would give us a quiz, and then we would get some quarters. We could get bubble gum. We'd go wash clothes. You know, whatever snacks we decided to get. We went to church Saturday through Sunday. I was in praise dance. I was in the junior choir. We went to summer Bible school, Bible camp, whatever. Like, my parents had us in that church, y'all. And when church starts, they would pass out like some scriptures from the Bible, and the pastor would read one line, you know, the other people would read the other line, and it just kept going until you finish the paper. So if someone says like a scripture, baby, I can finish it with you. My grandma is so good. She'll say, we'll just in mid conversation, she'll be like, go to chapter so and so, verse so, go to book so and so, chapter so and so, verse so and so. Like, she has it down to a T. But as for me, if you say it, I can continue it. So the reason I wanted to do this podcast is I am omnism now. So I have looked into Christianity, of course, because I grew up in it. But I also looked into other religions as well. Buddha, Krishna, you know, Quran, you know. All of them pretty much have the same story from my research, Mary and Joseph and the virgin baby. And with wisdom, I have learned, I used to be so hard on people, like, oh my gosh, you're so stupid, just research, why aren't you using your brain, yada, yada, yada. But people learn in different ways, and if one particular faith got them through a lot of things, because a lot of people are traumatized, you have to honor that. I was even told that on my altar, I could put a Bible, because some of my ancestors, all they're gonna respect and honor is Jesus. So I can't wait to redo my altar to put a Bible up there. but ancestors that, are deep within that. I just have expanded my mind to say, okay, the Christian Bible talks about crystals. Let me go research crystals. And wherever that road took me, I went down. When I was a baby Christian, anything outside of Jesus and the angels and God was like evil. It was like the devil. I'm not going to touch it, like whatever. And that's anything that wants to steer you away from knowledge. To me, that's trickery, and that's the devil. There was a lot of research on why people shouldn't get vaccinated. There was a lot of research on a lot of things. And people, instead of doing the research, they'll just label it as conspiracy theory just because their mind isn't ready. Your mind isn't ready to deal with the reality of what if your ass is wrong. And so I have just grown to I can't, if you go to those little arcades, the heads pop up and you have a hammer in your hand and you just hit the heads with the hammer. I can't try to hit the knowledge in your mind. It's something that you have to do on your own. So I'm not even going to fight it anymore. I thank God that I ask questions like, are vaccines good for my body? And what my research, because that's how I communicate with God, through words, through knowledge, through books, through education. That is my learning path. The answer to me is no. So like the Christian folks say, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Okay, as for me and my future household, we will not be vaccinated. Now, I am vaccinated. So my children will be first generation of non-vaccinated. I'm going to do a whole nother podcast on vaccinations. I feel like we basically have been experimenting on with them keeping our medical records for our whole lives. We're basically walking, living, breathing, sleeping experiments, and we're giving them the data every time we go to the doctor, whether it's an eye doctor, your primary care, whether it's your GYN, it doesn't matter. Somebody, the powers that be, is getting your records. Like, you have a case file. Now we have a social media file, but again, that's another, that's going to be more personality. Anyways, that could be a whole nother podcast, but I'm just thankful that I can say, God, X, Y, Z, what's the answer? And that's how I get my answers, through research, through books, through podcasts, because I'm an air sign. I love knowledge, information. So, of course, that's how I'm going to get my answer. It could be TV, it could be music, it could be anything, but for the most part, it's always research for me. And that's why I'm still in school now. I absolutely love it. Knowledge to me is like freedom. The slaves couldn't read, right? So they didn't really know all the corrupt things that were going on. They weren't able to read the books on how to make a slave. You know what I mean? They couldn't even read that they were freaking free. So information, reading, knowledge will always equal freedom to me. Because I think when you know something, you can make a better decision about it. Versus if you don't know, like if you didn't know what bleach was and you saw it in a cup of ice, you could possibly drink it. You don't know what it is. But the knowledge that you have about bleach, the smell, the touch, how it affects your clothes, your experiments with life through bleach, even reading the label and seeing the poison signs and stuff like that, this is something that we should not ingest. But take that knowledge away and, it could be detrimental. It could kill you. So that's how I feel about knowledge. So I am so thankful for my Christian foundation. I just expanded. I just grew. I'll say the Bible is my root chakra, and I just continue to go up through the other chakras from there. I feel like Jesus was an esoteric healer. I feel like he went to Mesopotamia for a while, and he learned the healing, secrets, so to speak. And what did he do with it? He could have been selfish. He could have became a billionaire, trillionaire, whatever. How a lot of people do with their gifts, selfish gain. But no, he went to the needy, to the people, and he used it he gave it, that gift, to the people. And he didn't have a house. This man continued to travel. This man walked around barefoot, so much so that it was an honor to wash your feet because they were so filthy and dirty. He lived with people. Like, his life was serving people. So I'm in college, getting my doctoral degree in strategic leadership, and I am just like, oh my God. If you look at my zodiac sign, if you look at all my stuff, if you look at my life path chart, it always says leader. I cannot get away from this. So I don't want to be a teacher because I feel like, goddamn, students are hard-headed as hell, and it's stressful even thinking about it. So I'm like, no, I don't want to be a teacher. I don't mind being a sharer because I feel like if you share information, you can kind of wipe your hands with it. Now, what you do with it is up to your ass. I think it's stressful because like a teacher is going to like want to stick with you and make sure you get it. Like, it's stressful. I don't want that responsibility. People are hard-headed, and I'm kind of like, okay, I've reached the okay point in my life. If I give you an article and it say don't do X, Y, Z and your ass do it, okay, I have to be okay with that because it will drive me crazy. Like, sometimes I feel like, is the world retarded? I honestly feel like that. Like, we can read information and know that something is bad for us and still continue to do it. I don't understand. Even if it's life or death. So eating fried chicken every week, I didn't even say every day, every week is bad for your heart. You're going to put plaque around your heart. When your ass have a heart attack, you're going to die. People don't care. I'm going to KFC. I'm making some fried chicken. It's just like, oh my God, like I can't. I love knowledge and wisdom, but you have to. Somebody had made a quote. They were like, you could talk to somebody till they're blue in the face, but if they don't understand, you wasted your time. And I think that's how it is with knowledge and information. You can read all this stuff at the end of the day, but if you don't understand it, if you can't compartmentalize it. Oh, I just saw this car. Okay, so I want to get my car wrapped. And I've been looking into companies that can wrap your car with my face and stuff. So, yes, it's giving Leo energy, big head. But I definitely want to wrap my car with, like, I love real estate. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. It just fits my lifestyle, and I am so honored. Y'all, I closed. My buyer, she closes on her house on Monday, and I'm just, like, so fucking excited. She even wants to turn around and sell her house, so that's another transaction for me, and I'm just, like, through the roof. But anyways, getting back to this, I'm headed to the library now so I can study. This is finals week, but I wanted to get the podcast out the way. So I've come to the conclusion that I love knowledge, and I am so thankful that I'm able to break it down to say, okay, Jamisha, you need to do X, Y, Z because God has been so gracious enough to tell you this information. Let's make sure we utilize it. But I cannot force that into someone else's mind, head, heart, and soul. So it's like you could lead the water to the horse, but again, you can't make it drink. So like they say, nothing under the sun is new because it's not. The light was clearly red, and this car still ran the light, like, clearly. I'm about to go get me a smoothie for today, but loving to learn and knowledge and stuff, it can be lonely because sometimes you'll look around and like nobody gets it. Like I love books. Me and my best friend have so many books, it's crazy. One of the books I read was on soap and the dangers of soap, and how your skin is the largest organism on your body, and how the powers that be are, literally killing us because we bathe. Some people once a day, some people 2, some people 3 or more times a day. And I tried to give it to my mom. She wasn't ready. I gave it to my sister, and she was like, oh my God. So I just love when people, like, they don't turn me down, or they just take a moment to understand. Like, I'm not telling you this just to fucking tell you. Maybe I love you and I want your ass to live. I don't want to turn around and be 100 years old by myself. Somebody needs to be able to be alive with me. Like, damn, is it so hard? It was another book by a dermatologist, and she worked at all these clinical places. She was the main one coming up with these fucking formulas and selling them. And with her research, she came to the conclusion, that she had to tell her patients, don't put anything on, not even soap, not even makeup, nothing. She said, all this shit is bad for you, and within weeks they will be cured. So I'm glad I gave that to my sister, because I know she's dealt with different face things and creams and stuff. So hopefully she might get more insight out of it, because I get bumps every now and then. I think it's from sugar, but I've never really had to deal with that in my life. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. So the reason I wanted to do this podcast, because a lot of people say, I'm Christian, I'm this, I'm that, whatever the faith may be. But my question is, have you read the Bible? Or whatever your faith is, have you read those holy texts? Have you? So you mean tell me an atheist has read the Bible and has come up with the conclusion that they no longer want, that they are going to continue to be atheists, but you are a whole Christian, you haven't even read your all holy basic instructions before leaving earth? Like, make it make sense. So the reason I wanted to do this podcast is because I have read the Bible 5 times. Okay, I was staying with my grandmother after I had got out of a relationship, had moved out of state, had moved back in state, and I want to stay with my grandmother, and every morning she reads the Bible. So I would get up with her and we will read the Bible. So I started with King James, which I just hate because nobody talks like that. Like, what the fuck are they saying? It was so frustrating. So then when I finished with that, she was like, you can read the Bible, did you understand it? I'm like, oh my God. So I read the NIV, New International Version, and that was number 2. So then I was like, I'm not gonna be doing this. I don't do like daily. It might be making the bed, brushing my teeth, whatever, but I don't like a whole bunch. Damn, I'm trying to get me a motherfucking smoothie. And this line is wrapped. Literally. This line is wrapped. Gone and go. I guess I'll wait in line for the smoothie. So that was 2. So then I was like, I like to listen. I like to look and I like to listen. Mostly listen because I like to do so many things at once. It's another podcast coming about that because I just found out something about myself. Like, life should literally be about yourself. We be worrying about everybody else. You could spend your whole lifetime focusing on you and could live several lifetimes doing that alone. We be giving our time, our energy, our everything to everybody else when it should be on self. But anyways, that podcast is coming soon. And thank you so much for my best friend because she's been sending me information to help me digest that. And I ordered some books or whatever. And I just can't wait to tell you guys more about that because I know I'm not the only one. But anyways, then I listened to Daily Audio Bible, which I love. It's him, his wife, they have a whole family. I was listening to this years ago, and his whole business has just grown, and I'm just so proud of him. He literally reads the Bible. And record it for people to listen to. It's another podcast, the Bible Bus. That's an older man, and he kind of puts his own insight into the scriptures. And I never had a grandfather, so anytime it comes to old men, I just love to listen to them because they have so much wisdom. They're old and seasoned and nicer and kinder. And I don't know, it's something about old men. But so he just gives me grandpa vibes. Maybe because I don't have a grandpa, but he gave me grandpa vibes, and he will read the Bible. And then there's another one called the Black Bible Experience. And so many famous African Americans that we all know, the moment you hear their voice, you'll know who it is. And they're reading the Bible. But this one has sound effects. If you're in a field, you're going to hear, animals and different sound effects and music. And it's almost like a movie, if you were listening to a movie. I really love that. So that was awesome. And I just wanted to share it with people. Don't be 100% gung-ho on a faith, and you can't say that you have read your holy text from beginning to end, from Genesis to Revelations. That is a shame. We go through pre-K. You have to learn your ABCs to get to kindergarten. You got to learn how to count. You got to know so much stuff to get to the next level, and nobody is holding religion to that same context. And maybe because I'm such a student, if I don't pass my quizzes and my tests and write my essays and stuff, I'm not going to pass the class to get to the next class, which means I won't get my degree. There's steps. If you don't take driver's ed, if you don't pass your test, you're not going to drive. Everything else has steps and licenses and stuff, but things that are so important don't. And I'm so you're professing this faith, you're believing in this thing. Maybe you have it wrong because you haven't even read all the scripture. What if your way of thinking is wrong because you haven't read a very important chapter in your sacred text? It's just like, I find it comical. Like, sometimes when I look at people, I'm very in my mind. And if somebody says, like, I love myself and they're overweight, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that you truly love yourself. Because the way I'm thinking is, number one, you don't really even know what true love is. Because true love starts with self. And if you really loved yourself and your organs and the things that make you you, which is your body. If this body ain't working, you ain't going to be here too much long. How can you say that you love yourself? And if that is your point of love, then the way that you love everything around you is screwed. Because you don't even have the correct foundation of love. This is how I be. So, I love my wife. I love my this. I love my that. And I'm looking at your body is not saying the same thing. Like, you can't love your wife more than you love yourself, because if you fall down and have a heart attack right now, you're going to leave her without your income. Hopefully y'all have a life insurance policy at XYZ. So to me, the love is off. You don't have to sign up with a gym because a lot of people don't have the income. But I will say I am a Planet Fitness member. It is $9 a month. That's about as much as I can. You know what I mean? I'm a small business. I'm not trying to do all these big gyms and all of these big annual fees. Give me something bite-sized that I could do. It's been way too hot in Florida. I love to walk, but it's been way too hot to walk. I'm not trying to walk and pass out somewhere. So I'll take my ass to Planet Fitness. It's a lot of equipment in there. I don't overwhelm myself. I stay for maybe an hour or two, maybe 3 hours. I do a little bit of this. I do a little bit of that. I start to sweat. I leave. You have to. Sweating is important for your body because it's releasing the toxins. You don't ever sweat and how much toxins are swimming around in your body. You know what I mean? Fat is just building up in your body. Fat is literally the enemy. They wanted to make it seem like fat is good. No, fat is bad. Nobody cares that you have a fat ass. You have plaque around your heart. If you have a heart attack right now, what I learned, and it just makes me angry, like, when you go to the hospital, yeah, they sign an oath to, protect you, to save you, whatever, but it's a lie. It's all bullshit. Do you know the board of directors, like if someone needs to have a heart transplant, they'll put all the patients on the desk and they literally ask who's important to save, because they can't do everybody. So this person is overweight. They don't really care about you. Already approved that you don't care about your life. Let's take him out the pile. Okay, this person is in shape. This person may be a doctor. This person may be a lawyer. They look at your whole picture to see who is more beneficial to society. That's who they're going to save. So the gag is they're not obligated to save your ass. Especially you don't have insurance. You probably didn't even make the pile for them to review. So at the end of the day, like, these conversations, and I'm going to do another podcast on that, these conversations need to be had. Don't be upset about somebody for bringing it up to you. To me, I'd rather you kill me with facts. Kill me with love. Hurt me with love than to kill me with a lie. Like, what? Like, yeah, it would hurt me because at my size, I don't even think I'm small. And so when people say, oh my gosh, you're small, and I'm like, no, I still need to get my fat ass in the gym and work out. And I think that's going to be a whole nother podcast, but people need to realize that no matter what size you see someone is, that doesn't mean healthy. Just because someone is skinny doesn't mean they're healthy. Just because someone is bigger doesn't mean they're healthy. But at the end of the day, facts are facts, and nobody wants to have that conversation. But I'll leave that for another podcast. Let me get back to the Bible. So whatever your faith is, make sure you have read your holy text. God talks to us through word. Once you get that foundation, you cultivated your grass. My mama has had a garden for going on 3 years. You have given nutrients to that dirt. Now those seeds can start to grow, but you didn't even do the work for the grass, for the dirt. That's reading your holy text. So I just want to challenge everybody. If you cannot say that you have read your holy text from beginning to end, please do so. Please do so. Like, why not? Why not? I'm giving you links to these things that you can just listen to every day. You don't have to read it. You just listen. While you washing dishes, while you cleaning the bathroom, while you washing clothes, whatever. While you at the gym, while you walking, whatever. Working from home, just let it play. Let the dirt of your spiritual foundation be filled with nutrients so that your seeds can start to grow. So I just look at people like, a lot of people like, oh my gosh, you're so quiet. I observe. Oh my gosh, I'm in my mind. If y'all, and I heard that there's machines now that can draw images of what you're thinking and what you're dreaming. So if we think things were secret before, oh, they're not secret now. They know what you're thinking. And anything that technology can do, Dragonfly, I got to look that up. Anything that technology can do, we can do on our own. So there's people that can already telepathically talk, communicate, and even pick up on other people's thoughts and different stuff. And the books are out there, y'all. That's why I love to read. They might not can turn into a TV show. They might not can turn it into a movie, but damn it, it's in a book. And what do they always say? If you want to hide something from them, put it in a book. Isn't that sad? So let's start to read these books, okay? But I had a chance to read the Bible twice, King James Version, New International Version, and then I was able to listen. And I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to start to, like, now that I learned a little bit more about crystals and Reiki and all this other stuff, I want to go back and hear the Bible again with the knowledge that I have now. Because things always change. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. While you were in high school, you had a completely different experience. If you go to a high school now, you're going to see it different. You've lived a little bit. You have all those memories that you had there. But going to it again, you're going to have a whole new perspective because you're not the same. So anytime you learn something, or anytime you make a choice, or anytime you do, every single day is new. It's a new road. It's a new path. It's a new life. Because you can't say that within one day you didn't learn something. You saw something, you picked up on something, you learned. Even if you don't want to say you learned something, you saw it. You know what I mean? You analyzed it, you digest it, you'll see things differently. So every single day, like, we do live a million lives because every day is a new life. The moment you learn something, when you go through something, whatever the situation is, and it comes back to you because it always repeats, you're going to handle it differently. And the reason you'll handle it differently is because you have experience. Man, life is the best teacher, y'all. You have to go. I feel like school, like life is a school of experience. And choice, you're given choices, and different choices help you learn. And you're supposed to master these emotions or learn how to use the energy. It's just like so many layers to it, but it's a school. And if you ask me, it's like a school of the gods. We're juggling so many things. It's ridiculous. So many things. So much so that we can't focus on what we really should be focusing on, which is who we are, what type of God we are, what our powers are, and what we're supposed to be giving back to the world. It's really supposed to be that simple, but you got bills, job, people, kids, all this motherfucking distractions. And some of us die without completing the mission. Like, I will never forget. This quote was like, what was the name of that book? I forgot the name of the book, but it's a really good book. And I need to go back and read it with the knowledge and wisdom that I have now in my life and see what I get out of it again. That's another example. Read a book again, and I'll bet you'll get different things up out of it than you had before. Same thing with TV shows and movies. Do them again. Like, I want to go back and look at all the Disney movies now that I'm an adult. What messages will I get out of them now that I didn't get out of them? Oh, it was funny. It was good as a kid, but what lessons went over my head? Like, what can I learn? Like, I think things are like multi-layered, multi-dimensional. Like, if they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, that's 1,000 stories. That's 1,000 lessons. So if that's a picture, then what is a movie? Because movies are nothing but millions of pictures. You know what I mean? And if a picture is words and books are words, then how many pictures do books hold? You get what I'm saying? So yeah, this is how my mind works. This is me. All right, Tropical Cafe. I'm trying to get my banana smoothie, and this line is ridiculous. What do they have going on? But anyway, so this whole podcast was about whatever your holy text would be. Make sure that you're making your God, your creator, proud by reading your basic instructions before leaving earth, reading your holy text, reading your sacred text. Like, how can you profound that you're a part of whatever organization and you haven't even read, the bylaws? Like, I do feel like church, we go over the major stories, but from beginning to end, unless you're doing Sunday school or Bible study, I don't think you're really reading the whole thing. And how sad is that, to be a part of a church or organization for 80 years and you haven't read the text? It's so sad. Like, you miss so many lessons. You know, God could have been spanking you and scolding you and teaching you and molding you and shaping you with those lessons, and you haven't even brushed the dust off of it. Like, to me, sometimes church is lazy because the pastor is killing himself all week, you know, reading chapters and making notes and trying to pull a story out of it to break it down for you. That's the same thing as a mother, a parent, a mama duck, a mama anything, eating food, chewing it up, and feeding it to her baby. I remember in the Bible, it was like, you know, we want to give you guys meat, but you're still drinking milk. Like, a lot of holy people are still drinking milk. Like, you have a mission to accomplish. You have a goal. You have a gift. There's something. You wasn't just, although life is amazing, you wasn't just put here to fall in love and have kids. You wasn't just put here to buy a house or climb the ladder in your career. You wasn't just put here to travel and take pictures with your alcoholic beverage and your boo and your bathing suit or whatever. Like, those are additions to life. But at the center of it, what is your gift? Okay, what are you good at? What was your trauma, which can be your gift? What are you good at, which can be your gift? So many things can lead, so many paths can lead you to your gift. You have to discover what that is. And once you discover what that is, what are you going to do with it? You can go down a dark path. You can also go down a good path. It's up to you to decide what you're going to do with it. But you're supposed to share it with others. It's not just supposed to be for yourself. So what are you going to do with your gift? You can paint, but you're not doing shit with it. Do you know you could be painting beautiful pictures that heal people? People look at it and cry, that releases trauma, that changes them, that heals them. Do you know you could be putting sigils in pictures? Do you know that you could be sending Reiki healing into your picture, that when a person look at it, that Reiki energy hits them and they're healed? Same thing with singing. Do you know you could be putting your Reiki energy in there? You could be telling an amazing story. They don't tell enough stories no more in these songs and these raps. You know, it's just like storytelling with music. Just like playing an instrument. You're already putting your energy, your chi, your Reiki into those sounds. And when it hits those people's ears, it's healing them. Everything comes back to trauma. Everybody is traumatized. And there's so many modalities that heal people. So the problem is, everybody has all these traumas because they haven't discovered what their gifts are, so that they can discover what their healing modalities are. And once they heal themselves, they can heal others that have those same issues. So we have everybody traumatized because they haven't discovered their gifts and they haven't shared with others. Because each one teach one. If someone woke up and said, oh my gosh, my gift is to sing, and when I sing, I heal. People cry. I tell messages. I heal them. The people that listen to them, they've healed them so much so they discovered what their gifts are. What if that person never discovered? What if that person stayed in their trauma and never used their beautiful voice, their beautiful gift? All those people that was waiting to hear that song will never wake up. We really need each other. That's how this thing has been set up. We can't learn all the gifts and all the healing, So it's like puzzle pieces. And until all puzzle pieces are on the table, the puzzle isn't complete. That's literally how this world has been made up. So hopefully you guys will click on those links and listen to those different Bible experiences, or whatever your holy text would be. Just find it. Maybe someone is reading it as well. And just try to be better. You know what I mean? Just try to be a better human. Like, at the end of the day,
Thank you for choosing Tropical Smoothie Cafe. My name is Princess. What can we get started for you?
Can I have a strawberry banana smoothie?
Yes, anything else for you?
That's all. Thank you.
Alrighty, 7:30.
Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to spit. My bad. I had to I think something else is going around. I don't think they're being honest with us, because I've been feeling tired, the same tired that I felt when I had COVID. Like, I was just so exhausted, and that's when I was working. I'm not even doing nothing. Like, it just feels like I done the hardest workout or the hardest outside job or something. Like, why is my body tired? So I feel like something is going around. They're not telling us. It's like, how do you wake up from your sleep tired? Something is going on. But I've been taking my colloidal silver. I'm going to up my vitamin C. I'm going to start getting back on my zinc and my magnesium. Like, I don't have to wait for it to hit the news. I'm going to try to be proactive now. But getting back to the podcast, I'm going to start back listening to, different scriptures and stuff. I still am definitely an omnism. Like, I believe in all sacred texts and different things like that. I will always welcome knowledge. Anything that tells me not to, that's like deceptive. That's like, to me, that's evil. That's like ulterior motives. Like, why wouldn't you want me to learn something that can help me? Like, why? That's so sneaky. Like, why wouldn't you want me to learn about different natural remedies that can heal COVID? Like, why would you call that fact finders? Why would you say that's not backed by the fact finders? I don't need your ass to confirm shit for me. I have a brain, I have eyes, I can read, I can think about the stuff that I'm reading and come up with my own conclusion. I almost feel like the world is retarded. Like, we can't use the very brain that God gave us to come up with our own conclusions. We literally wait for someone to tell us. You go to church and you let the pastor tell you what God says. You go to work and let your employer tell you what to do. You go to school, everything is like, when do the training wheels come off? Like, okay, learn and think for yourself. Like if you don't use your brain, it's a muscle. It's going to turn to mush. I honestly feel like Alzheimer's and a lot of that stuff is simply not using your brain. You're on autopilot. You get up, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you go to work. When did you think? When did you really critically think for the day? You didn't read a book. You didn't let new ideas or new questions come to you so that you can ponder them and start to think. You're not imagining anymore. It's just all the things that force you to use your brain. It's like they take them away. And I don't know. If you take the brain out of the computer, that bitch will not work. So why are you letting them take it out of you? Okay? I'm just saying. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not against any faith. I think anything that helps you be a better you, a better person, morals and principles, I commend it. But I will always say dig deeper. Dig a little deeper. Even look into other religions, even if you're never going to switch. It just causes you to, I don't know, come up with like either a stronger faith in what you believe in, or maybe you're going to decide to change or whatever. But if you believe 110% in your faith, nothing's going to shake that. So what are you afraid of? If you're afraid to look into another religion, are you afraid that your religion is wrong? I'll be so strong, like as an atheist, that nothing is going to convert me. I'll look at all the religions and be like, all right, and I'm still an atheist. After reading all that shit. Like, nothing should shake you. If you really believe in what you believe in, nothing's going to shake you. However, the fear, the possibility that you're wrong, that when you read one text, it's going to take you out of that dissonance zombie mode that you're in. Oh, okay. And dissonance is when you get new information and it takes away everything that you've originally known. Like, what do you do with that information? Like, people literally, they don't know what to do. Like, everything that you learned was fucking bullshit. And that's how I felt like when I woke up, when I started learning these truths and about the true government and da-da-da-da and da-da-da. I was like, what the fuck? You really will, like, go into a dark night of the soul. Like, everything that you've ever learned, you question. You have to fucking learn all over again. And it's scary and it's crazy, but it's beautiful. I'll do it again. I literally almost lost my life. I will do it again. Wake me the fuck up. Okay? Red pill, blue pill. Give me both of them shits. Let me figure out which one I'd rather rock with. Okay? But yeah, I have to get this smoothie, head into this library, and finish my week strong. I hope I can hold on to this A, y'all. I've always been a C student. Nigga, did I pass? But now I'm trying to make the dean list. So I hope I will finish strong with the A, So send up some prayers for me, y'all. Really, 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 really hope I can end this thing with an A. I'm so happy to be in school. I'm learning so much. And yeah, knowledge will always be it for me. It definitely should be free. So I'm definitely complain to God about that. Like, here they go charging for some more shit, Lord. Because it should definitely be free. But all in all, I'm just thankful for the opportunity. I really, really am. So I hope you guys have the most amazing, magical day. I hope this podcast sparks something into you. Please check out those links and maybe add some of those audio Bible scriptures to your daily routine or whatever your holy text would be. Let's just try to tap in a little bit more to our spirituality so that we aren't missing out on things that could better shape us, prepare us, build our character. And I hope you have an amazing week. And if this is your first time tuning in, hey, my love, welcome to the podcast. If you are returning, hey, thank you for returning. Some podcasts that I have coming up would be, what was one of them? ADHD. I'm going to do a podcast on that. This was the Bible one. What's something else I was going to do? ADHD. The Bible. Y'all all saw that video where the lady on the plane was like, that person is not real. So I'm going to take a deep dive into that. What the possibilities were that she saw or that she didn't see. Wait, I know, I write them down. Let me go to my podcast. I love OneNote. I love all of the little tabs in OneNote. I can put all my little ideas in there because, as you can see, I'm forgetful. So let me see. So yeah, ADHD. I'm telling you, this motherfucker is not real. The Book of Me questions. I need to do this damn book. I've been, Jesus, everything but doing the damn book. But this is my year. Like, everything that I said I was gonna do, I'm gonna do this year. Even if I have to do like a part 2, like if I have to clean it up, if I do some stuff wrong, I'm gonna at least do the original and get it out of the way. But yeah, I can't wait to drop my books this year. And another podcast I'm gonna do is Fat versus Healthy. Like, a lot of people, oh my God, they get so offended. You can't even have the conversation because they are offended. Like, it is what it is at this point. You either fat, skinny, or healthy or unhealthy. Now the question is, what are we gonna do about it? Like, don't get mad. What are we gonna do about it? Like, I think I have ADHD. I'm not gonna get mad. Okay, what the fuck am I gonna do about it? You know what I mean? You don't get mad at knowledge, wisdom, and information. You say, okay, how can I apply this to my life? How can it help me? What tools can I get to help me? I don't know. Let me see what else podcasts I have on here. Oh yeah, I wanted to do Rinky and get back into our different gifts. I want to talk about Native Americans and Egyptians. What was this? 10,000 thank yous. Oh my God. I was supposed to do a podcast on thank you at 10,000. Y'all, I'm pretty sure I'm way over. Just this month alone, I've had 300 plays. Just this month, within 30 days. What the fuck are you doing? I hate when people drive by slow. Like, what are you doing? Creepy. But yeah, the library has been my home. I love it. If you guys know of any other workspace places I can go to, please let me know. I was thinking about Starbucks, Panera, but it's usually a little bit more noisy. You hear people eating, a spoon, fork, plate, and stuff. The library is just like super, super quiet, and I love it. You know, they have stuff where you can plug up your laptop, phone, and stuff. It's books, knowledge, and wisdom all around. Just a little library. It's free. Not forget that. Definitely FREE. But if y'all know of any other good workspaces I can go to, I would appreciate it. So I have a game plan that I'm about to implement that I've never done before, and I'm super nervous and excited to do it, and hopefully y'all will start to see the fruits of that labor. But yeah, this wasn't a podcast to bash. I'm so sorry if it comes off that way. I'm just such an extremely passionate person, and it can come off the wrong way, but it's always like meant in love. Like, people that don't care about you, they don't fucking care. It's like, do it. Oh, I want to commit suicide. Do it. What are you waiting for? Like, those people don't care. But no, let's talk about this. I know some organizations that you can go to. Do you want to talk? What do you need? Those people care. You need to have more of them in your life. Like, let's talk about it. The people that can talk somebody off a bridge and stuff, those are angels. Because a regular person, like, what the fuck that got to do with me? Shoot, do it. And that's not how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to care about everybody. We're family at the end of the day. We are all family. Family. And we all have what somebody needs. So if you would just share it with the person that needs it, you can cause different domino effects in that person's life. You know, that's major. When I think about life, I think all of the greats, they listened to somebody at some point in time. Dr. Delbert Blair is who I stumbled across when I started my spiritual journey. My best friend Marion was number one, then Sharita, then Dr. Blair, because I went online. Sometimes you overlook the people in your face, but they all have the same message. And so it's like Spirit will keep sending you people until one of them ring a bell. So I'm thankful for all of them. But I would hear some radio. Back in the day, it was radio. A lot of people would do radio stuff. So Isis Wisdom, she would listen to Dr. Blair. Seven Bomar, he would listen to Dr. Blair. And now, guess what? They're teachers. They have their own platform. They have their own followers. And they're in Dr. Blair's spot. He's passed on, transitioned, and they're continuing to feed his children and new children. Okay, well, guess what? They're not going to live forever. They're going to have their day, and their students are going to have their platforms and continue to teach their babies and new babies. And that's literally how life is. You cut a tree down, you turn it into mulch, it goes into somebody else's garden, or the birds pick it up and they build a nest. Like, it just, at the end of the day, it continues. it doesn't end, right? So yeah, I will be checking back in with you guys on my real estate journey, on my degree journey, on everything, on my spiritual journey, on all of it. So I wish you much love and success because you have come so far already. So congratulations. I'm happy for where you are now, because you are planting seeds right now for where you are going to go in the future. So keep it up. We need you. You are needed in this world. And there's people that need you, that are waiting for you to grow and cultivate the gifts that you don't even know you have. Check that out. So I'll catch you guys on the next episode, okay? Talk to you later. Bye. Namaste, Lovaste, and always vibe high, babe. Thanks a million for listening. I hope you have a better than great day. I love you. Talk to you later.